All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for your patience. I was just waiting for a few more to jump in. I know how busy your lives are. So welcome everybody. My name is Gabby and I am one of the sales executives from Coral Expeditions, and I'm based at our head office, which is in Cairns. So thanks for taking the time out of your day. As I said, I know how busy you all are, but to learn about all things Coral Expeditions and celebrate Expedition Cruise Week as part of CLIA Cruise Month, which is exciting. So we are recording the webinar today, and a recorded version will be sent out to all of you in the following week. And you can share that with your team or watch again. If you know anyone coming in late, that's fine. They won't miss out on anything. We'll send that out to them. We will have an option for questions at the end. If you do think of anything before then, there is a chat section. So pop your questions in the chat section and we'll get to them later on. But let's get started. So Coral Expeditions, we have now been operating for 40 years, which is really exciting. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year, and the sales team and some of management have just returned back from our roadshow. And if any of you attended the roadshow, thank you so much. But that was our first roadshow back out on the road since COVID, so that was really exciting. We also have some other exciting news that we have now been bought out by NRMA, and are now proud to say that we're fully Australian owned and operated. But you won't see any changes. Everything's going to operate as per normal. Now, for those, I think we just had a couple more jump in. If you missed the start, welcome. My name's Gabby. I'll be telling you all about Coral today, and we will be sharing a recording with you after. All right, so I'd just like to start with this video, which wraps up the real ethos of Coral Expeditions and what we're about. Australia's pioneering cruise line, as I said, operating for 40 years now, and we have a passion for expedition cruising. We're taking small groups to untouched places, and we always encourage warm Australian hospitality on board. We bring you closer to the destination and we don't focus on the ships themselves. All right, so as I mentioned, Coral Expeditions, we've now been operating for 40 years and always with a single purpose, which is to take small groups of like-minded explorers to remote places with expert guidance and warm Australian hospitality along the way. So on board, you will find our main demographic. They're the average age of 64. 85% are usually well-travelled Australians, and they're coming for the flora and fauna, and they're seeking cruises that are focused on Indigenous arts and cultures. They want that immersive learning experience, and that's what expedition cruising is about. And basically 90% we find have cruised before, and they're seeking that smaller ship atmosphere. So for those of you that are new to expedition cruising, the experience is for those wanting, as I said, a small ship experience, which means fewer guests, more intimate and personal encounters along the way. And we do have a deep respect and strong connections with a lot of the places and the communities that we visit along the way. This is also allowing us to have the flexibility in our planning, so we can make those impromptu stops if some extraordinary opportunities and in nature present. So for example, when I went to the Kimberley, we were heading back from our shore excursion back to the main ship, and a pod of dolphins started surrounding our explorer. So it then turned into a dolphin cruise. So you never know what's around the corner, but we do have that flexibility to not be on a set schedule. I think that this photo here, it really sums up what expedition cruising is about. So this photo is some of our guests in Papua New Guinea, and obviously you can see they're off the beaten track getting that immersive experience. And basically that's what expedition cruising is about. PNG's in our backyard. We have been going to PNG for 18 years now. So on board our vessels, we encourage a natural Australian style service, and we do encourage an open interaction between our guests and our crew. So in this image here, you can see some guests in the bridge. So we have an open bridge policy. A lot of our guests like to go into the bridge in the morning, have their morning cuppa and a chat with the master, watch the sun come up, get the plans for the day. Some guests like to even head into the galley. We have an open galley policy, see their dinner being prepared and give compliments to the chefs. Then we have the guests that love to check out the workings below deck and do an engine room tour with our engineers along the way. So this is true expedition style cruising. All of our cruises are all-inclusive, meaning once the guests have booked and paid, there are no hidden surprises along the way. So they can unpack once they're on board and just enjoy their cruise. As you can see on the screen, so we include all excursions with our expedition team, a use of our explorers and zodiacs, daily lectures and briefings with guest lecturers in our bridge deck lounges on board. All meals are chef prepared on board by our team, and we do source local ingredients wherever possible. There's captain's welcome and farewell events and open bridge access. Selected wines, beers and spirits, juices and soft drinks are also served with lunch and dinner as well. And there is a 24-hour barista-style coffee machine and tea station on board. Coming from myself, I am a big coffee snob and I do approve of the coffee. All your entrance fees to national parks and ports, tips and gratitudes, and then use of all onboard facilities. We do have a library on all of our ships and we change the books regularly, and we focus those books on the destinations that you're in as well. And we do take photos throughout our voyages. So we've got our expedition team and guest lecturers. They're always there snapping pictures, and we send all those out after the voyage as well. They do have some really good quality cameras, so you'll get some really amazing shots. And then post-cruise transfers to CBD hotels or airport. And then we do now have Starlink on all of our ships. So we do include complimentary Wi-Fi access as standard speed. So Coral Expeditions, we were one of the first cruise operators to employ interpretive guides on our cruises. It is a tradition that we still continue today. So each trip includes a mix of our full-time guest lecturers who join the expedition team, and then we have special guest lecturers who are chosen for their specific knowledge depending on which destination we're visiting. And they immerse our guests on the unique wildlife environments we visit, and that's again what expedition cruising is about. Then we have our expedition team. So they are providing local expertise with a strong understanding of the unique landscapes, the flora and fauna, and the Indigenous cultures of the regions that we're visiting. And our passion expedition leaders are on board. They take our guests on every excursion. So we don't hand over to land-based tour companies. We're with our guests the whole way. And even if there is a voyage that we have which includes a charter flight option to book, if your clients do book the charter flight, we will have one of our team with them on the charter flight. So in this photo, this is Ian Morris on the left there, and he's now been working with Coral Expeditions for 30 years. I was lucky enough to travel with Ian on our recent roadshow on the East Coast. He is a real asset to the team. His passion and his stories, it just keeps the guests, you can see, engaged for hours on end. And again, that's what our team of guest lecturers and expedition leaders team are built of, and you'll get that on any voyage you go on. So we always focus on the destinations and spending more time enjoying the destinations we visit and not focusing on the ships themselves. So we always aim for 2 shore excursions daily where possible, and these are included in the cruise. So the shore excursions generally have 2 options. This will vary from voyage to voyage, depending where you are. It could be anything from an easy coastal flat beach walk, or it could be like on one of our Tassie trips, more of a challenging hike. I think you can hike up for 8 hours a day on those trips. So yeah, there's something for everybody. It could even just be like a scenic coastal cruise, like in our Kimberley voyages, but there's always something for everybody. So our purpose-built expedition fleet, they are designed for expedition cruising. Our ships are purpose-built for subtropical climates. They do have shallow drafts, allowing high movability, and it allows us into a lot of places that the larger ships cannot access. all of our ships are Australian flagged. So this allows us to spend your clients' valuable time in the destination and focusing on the destination, and we don't have to travel out into international waters on our domestic voyages. So there's plenty of wide open alfresco areas on board. So take in the views, read a book, whatever your clients wish to do. And all staterooms are outward facing cabins, so no one ever misses out on the views along the way. All rooms on our ships are set up for twin use, but we do have the option for sole use as well. So we have 3 ships in our fleet. This is Coral Discoverer, which is our yacht-like vessel. Coral Discoverer is now 15 years old, always undergoes refurbs though, usually in December when back at our home port in Cairns. Coral Discoverer is loved by our loyal regulars for the intimate feel and smaller numbers on board. On board, so we can take 72 passengers and we have 36 staterooms. So we do have 1 Explorer tender and 2 Zodiacs on Coral Discoverer. There is a wraparound promenade deck where you get panoramic views. A lot of people like to do a few laps as well in the morning. And again, as I said, all staterooms are outward facing. Now, this is Coral Adventurer. So Coral Adventurer started operating in 2019, can take 120 passengers with 60 staterooms. So again, all outward facing. We do have 2 bridge deck suites on board. And again, wraparound promenade deck, beautiful panoramic views. And we do have 2 Explorer tenders on this vessel and 6 Zodiacs for shore excursions. And this is Coral Geographer, which looks very similar. That's because she is a sister ship to Coral Adventurer. However, we got Coral Geographer delivered to us right in peak COVID, so delivered in March 2021, therefore our newest ship to the fleet. Again, has 60 staterooms with a maximum of 120 passengers, 2 Explorers and 6 Zodiacs on board as well. So these are one of my favourite things ever. So these are our Explorer tenders, which we like to call them the safari jeeps of the sea. This is what we use for our shore excursions. So they have been purpose built for our ships and for our shore excursions. So they can seat the ship's full capacity. So 72 passengers can go on each Explorer. As I mentioned, we have 2 on the larger vessels, 1 on the smaller ship. So there is an easy ramp, which just goes on after the ship. You just go straight out onto the Explorers, and they are operated on a hydraulic platform. So once the guests are sitting on board, they are lowered down to the water, off on their shore excursion under 5 minutes. It's truly incredible. So the seating is very comfortable. There is a covered roof over the top, which is very important, especially in the Kimberley, where a lot of excursions are coastal cruising, and they can be for long durations of time. So guests aren't sitting there bumping up and down in the hot sun, beaming down on them. There is also a toilet on board for remote convenience for those long journeys. An audio system as well for commentary from our guest lecturers and expedition team along the way. So whether you're at the front or the back, you're always getting great commentary, and they are all open sides as well. So everyone gets a fantastic view. If there is the chance of bad weather, there is clear sides that come down as well. And easy to get on and off with a ramp also at the front. And we do experience wet or dry landing. So whichever landing that you're on, as you can see in the top left up there, they're getting off. It is sort of a half wet, half dry landing, but very easy to get on and off, and the staff will always be there to assist. But I think these Explorers, as I said, they're purpose-built. It really sets us aside from the crowd. It's a really big key selling point. As I said, especially in the Kimberley, they're not sitting on those Zodiacs, especially with our demographic 65 plus. That can be really challenging for some people. They've got the comfort of the shade, comfortable seats, toilet on board, all of that. Now, these are the Zodiacs, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. So we have the inflatable Zodiacs, which are just providing another exciting and flexible option for shore excursions and navigating narrow inlets and waterways. They're always a great way to get up and close with nature, and we will use the Zodiacs where possible. Just depends on the destination that we're visiting. As you can see in this image, that's going through horizontal falls with our team. So we will use them to go through horizontal falls. We'll use them, the Kimberley and the Lassipede Islands. You'll have turtles and everything swimming around you. King George River in the Kimberley as well, if you want to go under the waterfall. But then you've also got the option of the Explorer as well. If there's any guests that didn't want to go in the Zodiac, they can just stay on board the Explorers, which are always side by side. Now, destinations we visit. So a lot of people often don't know that we go outside of Australia. But Coral Expeditions, being Australia's pioneering expedition cruise operator, we have our 3 specialised expedition ships and tenders. So we don't just take guests to some of Australia's coastal regions, but we also venture to other exotic and undiscovered islands and coastal regions of the world, as you can see in this map here. So our product team work hard to create some of the most exotic and unique itineraries in the market. Our ships visit all coasts of Australia as well as New Zealand, north to Papua New Guinea. We go to the Spice Islands, the East Indies as well. And we also currently have our Coral Adventure ship currently having a fabulous time up in Japan and the Philippines. And that's our first time we've headed up to Japan. And we're getting some great reports back and a lot of happy people up there. We've also had successful voyages in the past to the Pacific Islands and islands of the Indian Ocean as well. So you can find out more on the destinations we visit and the itineraries on our website. Under the menu, you'll see destinations. So select the destination you're after and you'll find out about the detailed itineraries on there. If you do ever have clients inquiring for a particular destination we don't have currently listed, please also reach out to our reservations team. We always take this feedback on board, and that's how the product team plan future itineraries. They want to know what people are after. All right. So Kimberley. So in the 90s, Coral Expeditions, we completed our first Kimberley voyage as the first ever expedition cruise operator to explore the region. Now, out of the 40 years Coral Expeditions have been operating, 30 of those years we have been exploring the Kimberley. Being one of the original Australian flagged expedition pioneers, this has really allowed us to curate the perfect expedition cruise the Kimberley has to offer. Our expert guides and crew that have been working with us for many, many years, they'll share their expansive knowledge and their passion of this region. It is our homeland, it's our backyard, and we sure know how to explore the Kimberley the Australian way. We encourage you to choose the Australian way when booking your clients on the next bucket list voyage. And I'm going to show you a short video of what our 10-night Kimberley voyage entails. So we have a 10-night Kimberley cruise. All 3 of our vessels go to the Kimberley every season. And our Kimberley expedition departs April through to September from Darwin or Broome. And as I said, all 3 of our vessels are there every season. So we have the most departures out of anybody. And on this cruise, as you can see in the video, guests can witness the power of nature at the magnificent, sorry, I'm getting all tongue twisted now, magnificent King George River and its towering twin falls, and explore ancient rock art with expert guides. They'll get the mighty, exhilarating ride through horizontal falls, which is one of the funnest things I've ever done. And they'll get to witness a diverse marine life and cascading waterfalls at the Monty Reef, plus loads more highlights, as you can see in the map on the screen there. We do have 2 other itineraries that visit the Kimberley region. We have our 10-night Best of the Kimberley and Tiwi Islands, which also visits the main highlights on the screen here of the Kimberley, but you also get the added bonus of visiting the Tiwi Islands and having the opportunity to purchase local artwork from the local communities up there. And if you do have clients looking to incorporate Kimberley with some snorkeling, obviously you don't want to snorkel in the Kimberley itself. There are crocodiles there, but we do have another option, which is a 12-night Kimberley Icons, which visits Ashmore Reef and Rowley Shoals, which have some of the most pristine and large amounts of marine life in the world. So beautiful coastal regions there. And more information on these itineraries, again, can be found on the destination section on our website. Okay, so we do have a special waterfall season early bird offer at the moment. And basically, you can save up to, well, your clients can save up to $1,000 per person on our suites, bridge decks, and explorer deck staterooms. We have the $1,000 offer, and then we have the $750 offer per person on our promenade deck staterooms. And then you can save $500 per person on coral deck or main deck staterooms. So this offer is available until the 31st of December, subject to availability. It's on all 2024 departures, but it's applicable for only new bookings in 2024. I will send out some more information along with the recording after today as well, so you can share that in your store with other team members or your clients as well. So speaking of special offers, we do have a special offer page on our website. This is where you can find last minute specials on short lead departures, or you can find always on offers that are always listed, like our Explorer Club loyalty program. Or when you book an adjoining cruise, your clients will receive 10% off the second departure as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So when you go into our website, have a look at the top menu, and then you'll see the special offers section on the right-hand side. So we have live availability on our website. So go straight to the Coral Expeditions website. You just have to go to Cruises and Destinations section, click on the destination you're after, for example, the Kimberley, and then you just need to either search by ship, or you can just search by year, and it will bring up all the departures, and then it will bring up a picture of the room category like you can see there on the screen, and the price as well, and how many rooms are available. Otherwise, we have an amazing reservations team based in Cairns. We are a small team. We're all in a one office, less than 50 people. And they are always there Monday to Friday to take your calls from 7:30 to 5:30. So give them a call. They'll answer within 3 rings, and they can also give you a quote over the phone, or always reach out to them via email, explore@coralexpeditions.com as well, and they will get back to you in 48 hours. So that's how you can check live availability, and that's also how you can make a booking. It's as simple as that. Now, we have a really good trade resources section on our website as well. So if you go to the main website, you'll have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then you'll see a little information section there. and just look for the trade resources section. If you click on that, that will bring up many useful tools. So if you haven't registered with us as an agency, please do. Then you're set up ready to go for when you do get that client coming in wanting to book something, and it will save you some time then. You'll also get email updates of things that's happening as well, special offers in the market and anything else that you might find useful. Again, you'll find a section on how to book your clients, but I have just explained that. We have ship information on there about all of our deck plans for 3 of our vessels. And we do have a Facebook group, which I'd recommend joining as well. It's basically one main hub where I post offers and updates of events and things like that. If we're having ship inspections, it's all kept in the one group. So definitely I'd encourage you to join our Facebook group. Some other useful information that you'll find in our trade resources, we have a brochure request form. So we were trying to limit, well, we are trying to limit the amount of hard copy brochures that we post out, but we do know that our demographic, they love to have a hard copy brochure, go home, read it with a husband or wife or friend and have a cup of tea and discuss. So if you put in your details in the request form and then tick the brochures that you're interested in, if we do have versions of those in our office here at Cairns, I will post them out. But mainly at the moment, we have the Kimberley brochures. And then we also have our beautifully printed Expedition Atlas, which has all of our voyages for 23 and 25, and some beautiful artwork from past voyages and testimonials from guests and stories from our guest lecturers and things. So it's a beautiful booklet of all of that in there. We have images and videos, so that's what will help you promote our voyages. You simply copy and paste them to your website, or we've got reels and social tiles, pop them straight onto your social media platforms. We've got digital brochures, so if you don't want a hard copy brochure, you can just download a digital brochure straight away. And then we have posters as well. So we've got that Kimberley Early Bird offer. I'll send that out to you. That's an example of what we do. And then there's itinerary maps as well. So they go hand in hand with the images and videos. If you're trying to promote and load one of our voyages on your website, you can just download that straight from there. And if there's anything in there that you're trying to find, you can't find, reach out to your sales executive and we'll get it uploaded for you as well. So we do regular webinars. You can find all our upcoming webinars are always listed on our website. However, if you want to watch our past recorded webinars, you can find them on our YouTube channel. So basically all you have to do is just Google Coral Expeditions YouTube. It will bring up our YouTube channel and then you'll see about the second one down is webinars. So this is just a great tool to find all our past webinars and all of our destinations that we visit. It's a great tool to share with the team for product training. You can watch at a time convenient to you. You can stop, pause, skip bits you already know about, take notes, and yeah, learn about all the destinations that we visit. Now, this is really exciting. So literally in the last week, we now have a Coral Expeditions CLIA training module. Yay. So it's now live and it's free, which is also good news. So to access Coral Expeditions training course, you just log into the CLIA members area with your 6-digit CLIA ID. Select the CLIA members hub tile and then go to the Learning Academy. So here you'll find a library of CLIA and CLIA Cruise Line courses and electives, and you just need to click the Coral Expeditions module, which looks like what you can see on the screen, to learn more information and unique selling points and other useful information to help you generate some more sales. So please encourage you to do that, and then you'll get your certificate at the end as well for completing it. And it's free for a limited time, so you want to get onto that one quickly. All right, so basically just to sum up what we've covered today, at Coral Expeditions, we have built our reputation on offering that truly immersive and authentic expedition experience. So it is more relevant today than ever, and it really sets us apart from the pack. So we focus on the destination, not the ships themselves. We do have that true expedition ethos, and we're always encouraging warm Australian hospitality on board. All of our ships, as I mentioned, from our 3 expedition ships to our explorer vessels that you can see in the image, they are all purpose built. Our unique Explorer tenders, I can't stress that enough. It is such a great, unique selling point. The covered roof, the comfortable seats, the toilet on board, you know, the ease of access getting on and off beach landings. Yeah, it's a really unique part to Coral Expeditions. We do have the local expertise, and we're always employing the local guides and that have that knowledge. As I mentioned, Ian Morris has been working with us for 30 years now. There's plenty more other staff and guest lecturers that also have that knowledge and work with us for that long too. We're all inclusive, so once the guests have paid, there's no hidden surprises. They simply are just enjoying their trip. And our service and care, the team will always accommodate all of our guests, whatever they need, they'll endeavour to strive to get the best result for them. We have a really good satisfaction rate overall, and we always continually get feedback and take that feedback on board after the voyages. And we are, as I said, Australian owned now, completely by NRMA. We're Australian operated. All our crew are Aussie or New Zealand, and we are Australian flagged. So all 3 of our vessels are Australian flagged, which allows us to spend more of your clients' valuable time in domestic waters and not travelling out into international waters. Okay. So for anyone that has jumped in late, that is more than fine. I'm going to send a copy of the recording out in the next week. Then you can catch up on everything that we've covered today. And I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to jump in today. I know how busy everyone's lives are. So in the recording, I'll send that out in the email, and then I'll also include a flyer of our Kimberley early bird offer. As I said, that's only available until 31st of December. We do find this is a really strong peak booking period for people interested in the Kimberley, so you'll want to get on top of that soon. And then I'll also include a link to the CLIA training module as well for anyone that's interested in that. As I said, it's free for a limited time, so also want to jump on that pretty quickly. But if you need anything else, please reach out to myself or any of the sales team. Our contact details can be found on the Trade Resources page. Check out the Trade Resources page. It's got so many useful tools. Join our Facebook group. It's that central hub for all the information you need to know. But thank you so much again for taking the time to learn about all things Coral Expeditions and celebrate CLIA Cruise Month. And we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy days. But if anyone has any questions at all, pop them in the chat section now, and I will do my best to answer those. Otherwise, again, you can always reach out to the sales team. I'll just see if we've got any. Perfect. Yes, we did have a question. If you missed that I will send you a copy of the recorded version so you can watch it back if you came in late. Thank you. We did get a question about mobility levels. So we do encourage our guests to be have a reasonable level of mobility. All of our vessels do have stairs, so they need to be able to get up and down the stairs in the event of an emergency. We are not wheelchair accessible either. But yes, that's expedition cruising. You'll usually find reasonable level of mobility. And Kimberley. So I had one come through at the Kimberley. This is a pretty common question. So which way should I book my clients on the Kimberley trip? Should I depart from Broome first or Darwin first? It honestly does not matter. You're either going to start with a highlight or finish with a highlight. As I said, all the rooms are outward facing, so the guests never miss out on the view. One thing I was quite surprised about is in the Kimberley, you're surrounded by a lot of islands. So wherever you are, the boat's always moving with the tides when you're anchored. We do most of our sailing at night, our steamings are at night. Yeah, so whichever side of the ship you're on, you're never going to miss out. And start or finish with a highlight, you're going to start or finish with a bang. Perfect. I think that's everybody, but if I realise I missed any questions, I'll send you guys an email. But I'll send out the recorded version the next 7 days with the Kimberley Early Bird offer, link to the CLIA training module. But thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye.